Good evening, everyone. It is September 10th, 2023. Just went over the higher time frame view on this thing, but in general, looking to be short bias below 45.50-ish, and for tomorrow specifically being a Monday, looking for us to stay within most of the volume done last week using the September numbers. That puts us right around 45.18, so I am short biased for tomorrow, getting a sell somewhere in the teens there, and then probably finding a bid at that RTH gap close at 94s. If we throw this on, here we go. There we go, 94 quarter. So that's where I'm looking for us to catch a bid, perhaps, or anywhere down to pretty much 70, 60, somewhere around there. Ideally, bulls want to see us hold it above 94. Hold that gap close, move back up into this sort of balance. So something like this, if I can find the thingy. Here we go. Something like moving down, getting that gap close, reclaiming this, and then being able to move upwards from there on. So getting into looking below this sort of balance. Looking below this sort of balance here. Peaking below it, closing that gap, and then moving back, reclaiming the balance, and then moving back upwards. So that's what the bulls ideally would like to see. If they don't, no big deal. I think we'll move on downwards. I doubt we'll be losing settlement highs tomorrow without sitting at 44.63. That's pretty much the last spot I would be thinking of taking this thing long. Maybe we hold last week's VWAP, close around 72s, not too sure. But in general, I think they're short biased. Above, if we do break last week's high, counting it as this high over here, 20s, if we break that, I'm looking at a breakout scenario up to about 36. There's an auction here. 39.75 is the other number of interest, that weekly value area high. The third standard deviation of last week's VWAP coming in at 41 quarter. 42.75 is the level I like. There you go. You can kind of see it there. Above there, 52 and 54, the last spots I'd want to be short on this thing. Above there, and you have that high time frame breakout back into this sort of area. Now, to the downside. Or sorry, we covered the downside. Let's go on to the NQ. Sorry, a little bit all over the place. Tired of looking at these screens. I am short biased on the Nasdaq as well. I think it has a little bit more room to the upside. It's not near that second standard deviation of last week's VWAP. That's sitting at 584, so that would be where I'd be looking at short. Below there, looking to get short 552s, that 95% value area high from last week. Below there, 532s, that being the monthly close. Below, and I start to be interested in the longs. This is that balance right over here. Something like this is the balance that I'd be talking about. Maybe we salvage it around there. So 475, 460, 442s, all just areas of interest. Below there, and bulls are a bit offside. That's kind of not what you'd want to be seeing. Perhaps they salvage it below yesterday's high around the VWAP close at 365. So weekly VWAP close, weekly point of control, 353s. Big level we've had for months now, 342, 331, and then settlement highs at 311s below there, and it's kind of a crappy situation to be in. You can kind of see what I'm getting at. So we have one balance sitting at something like this, and then you have another balance that I've been paying attention to, something like this. These support levels or whatever, resistance. There you go, support, support. Yeah, support, whatever. So that's how I'm looking at it for tomorrow. Again, I mentioned this in the weekly outlook, but it's rollover. Tomorrow begins rollover. No big news, luckily. That's later in the week, but tomorrow does begin rollover. So we'll be a little bit hesitant during the opening minutes in trading small. Anyway, hope that makes sense. Hope that helps. Little 4-minute video for you guys. Have a great night. Trade safe.